Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, playing Genesis Alpha 1. So as I was just starting to do this video, and while I load in, I was trying to think. I've watched a video on YouTube, I watched many videos on YouTube, and most of them were about gaming, not all of them. So I like to keep up with what's going on. And I was watching someone play a video of a space-based game. It's some indie game. It was fine, there's nothing wrong with it, I can't remember the name of it. And I was trying to think, is there any other game that's really quite like this game? Because these games where you've got RPG, movement element, shooting, but it's kind of more, it's not the same element of spaceship building. So you've got things like I don't know, like Dead Space and the Callisto Protocol, and things like that. And then these things again, which are like RPG kind of horror space games like Alien Isolation, and then it's turn-based games. But I couldn't think of a kind of space building game, especially the space building element, that's in any other game that's not a sort of turn-based sort of game, or one of those just basically a shipbuilding game. There's lots of kind of shipbuilding type games, but this game is very unusual, and also the way it's all in real time, and when you go and leave your ship it's all happening, and yeah, it's a very, very unusual game. And it's not a perfect game, no game ever will be, but it's very, very good. It's very unusual, and if it's not going to appeal to everybody, but if you like this kind of game, then it will appeal to you. And if you're not sure, I would say give it a go, because the worst that can happen is you'll die a lot. It's not if you get it in sale for like, you know, £5 UK, what's that? A few more dollars. It's not going to break the bank. So anyway, here we are, back in the hangar. At least you know that while you've actually finished the game and you're doing other things and not even playing the game, it's not continuing. Because in this game you wouldn't even be surprised if you signed out of it, turned PlayStation off, and then came back and it had still been going. It's that kind of game. So I think it's very distinct as well, this game. It's not a game you could ever mix up. There's lots of games in dark corridors and things like that. But this isn't a game you could ever look at. Just the visuals, how it's done, and the lighting, and everything about it. There's no way you could ever think, oh, this could be what game. You'd know straight away if you ever played this, and if you haven't, you wouldn't think it was anything else. So welcome to the shipbuilding. It's very good. Okay, so I think we're going to just check, because I can't remember what
can also be deconstructed if you're not.
We've not really got anything other than a lot of gunpowder, which is good if we want to make turrets. Actually, that's good if you want to make turrets, but it's not really good for anything else. So what we're going to do, we will run through our thought it was down here. It's funny how early on you sometimes get lost. Well, I was going in the right direction actually, but later on, when you've got a big ship, you'll still remember the exact route to things that are very many corridors away. So what we will do, just because we've got plenty of it, is we're going to make a couple of turrets, because you can never really have enough turrets in this game. We've lost one already in the last planetary exploration mission we did, and number one, we've got the gunpowder. Number two, you always need them, and while we've got kind of not a little break, because it still could be some bugs on the ship.
Processing.
While we've got time, and we'll do this ourselves. When you've got many crew, and you don't get 50, but when you've got like 10, 15, 20, you can have someone here doing that. But to be honest, the only thing in the weapons thing that I've ever found desperately urgent is turrets. So you can always come make those yourselves, and like you've seen, the crew is going to make turrets. You do use gunpowder for some of the shells as well, but at the moment it's turrets. Okay, so you can just go and check. There's all our new turrets, and we have a couple. Okay, whatever. So we've got turrets. That's good because we're going to go back to a planet because we haven't really got anything. Well, we've two things we can do now. Basically, we haven't got enough framework to make anything. Let me just check and see what. Biotech needs. I'm just checking to see if anything needs panels that we want to build. We want a biotank that needs framework, which we haven't got. We don't want any more of that. The other thing we might want is a clone lab that needs framework. So yeah, I was going to go back into the tractor beam, but as far as I can remember, I'll just double check. You'll have to double check sometimes because you won't remember all the things that were there. So I'm just checking, but as far as the debris that we still haven't explored has a panel and batteries, and we got the framework. So basically it's or leave the system, and while we're here we might as well pick up some stuff. We'll get enough DNA to create an alien when we've got a clone lab, that is. The thing where it says framework next to iron, I think I sort of said that, but I might have sketched over it a bit. What that is it's iron makes framework. So later on there's a manufacturing building, I can't remember what it's called now. It's called the refinery, of course it is, and there you can take any of the things you pick up on the planets and you can make it into things such as framework, panels, batteries, blah 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 blah. But that's another thing to make, and we haven't got the resources to make that either, so there you go. So we're gonna go back there. That little X next to firm means we've got all of that. Or does it mean that? I don't know. Actually, I think it means that's the probably thing to pick up there, but anyway. Actually, we might go to one of the other planets because it would be quite helpful to show you what... These sites detected, they're quite interesting actually because they all work a bit differently. They're a little bit complicated. As you've seen from when you land on a planet, you haven't got the whole planet to explore, you've got the range of the shuttle, which is not huge, and then the site can be either a crashed satellite or spaceship that you have to go extract the information while making sure you don't get killed by things attacking you, or sometimes you have to go into a spaceship or something like that. But then there's been a few times when I actually couldn't find the site at all, and I wasn't sure whether it was me or just the site hadn't spawned in or whatever. So they can be quite interesting, and you can get really good stuff there. If you're going to get the side weapons or the extra weapons that you can equip to your crew, and that you have as relics from each playthrough, you'll need to do those. You do pick them up off aliens sometimes when you kill them, but they're usually on these. So I think we'll go here. At some point we're going to have to go somewhere to get framework, which is basically another debris field, but because we can't make anything to do that now. But anyway, we'll just
Harvest your destination set.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Come on, guys, run,
3,
run.
2, 1, 0. Launch sequence activated.
It definitely helps when you've got more crew to take the maximum possible, and the maximum is 4. So when you have like more crew members available, to take the maximum is good. Number 1, it's more defense, but you can take turrets as well, of course. But number 2, it also means that you mine quicker because you've got more people working on that, and basically you want to get in and out quickly. The only reason you want to hang around is, like I said, previous video, if you're really trying to get the extra one part of a weapon that you found 9 of and you want the 10th so you can make it yourself, or 1 part more DNA for some cloning, then you might want to hang around a bit. But other than that, all this is get in, get out. That's what it is. So here we are. Well, all the planets look different, so that's another thing that's put a turret here, I think.
Enemy spotted.
Put 2 turrets down, but that's fine. I didn't even mean to do that, but there you go. Like I said, you can follow your crew around while they mine, or you can do it yourself. Actually, I didn't do what I kept saying to do, which is check around where anything's been killed, where the turret's killed things, because okay, that's what we want. And DNA sample of them. I mean, you may get DNA samples and you may not wish to create an alien at all. Some of the aliens have got good stats, some of them are bad, some of them are more strong but they're a bit slower. Some have got various defense things.
Attack.
It's quite nice to do it, actually, I would say. I wouldn't necessarily say that biotank, I know that. If only. Yeah, some had quite a few different aliens I could make in different playthroughs of it. And I'm not sure how much I'm not sure how much difference they make, but it's fun to have them. It's fun to create them, it's fun to get the DNA, it's fun to get a different biosphere, to have the right air mixture, and it's fun. So you don't absolutely need them, but it's fun to have them because that's part of the game. So I like that in the game. It's nice. And that's what kind of the whole game is, cloning stuff. You know, a whole load of things coming over there. Oh my god, a lot of these kind of bugs, the problem with them when you put things there is that they'll come round your feet, and if you miss them, you get a lot of DNA samples. Excellent. Yeah, it's that they'll come around your feet. So when you get a whole little cluster of those like that, what will happen is that you'll be able to shoot them until they get really close, and then it can be really irritating to try and get them. And although, as I've said, if you die as the captain, one of the other players will become one of the other crew will become your captain. Because we haven't got that many crew, we absolutely do not want to be dying yet. So again, I'm going to stay and shoot these because I don't want them to creep onto the ship. And then we'll just take our turrets and then we'll run away.
10, 9, launch sequence activate. 7, 6, 5.
Oh, when you look at... Oh, they're just coming in. Away. And you can do damage to your own crew by shooting them, actually, so when they do that it can be kind of irritating. As you can see, we've got some visitors. That's what has to absolutely pay to have a there. Underneath, isn't it? exactly how Captain Dallas felt in Alien when he had to go underneath or in those vents to find aliens creeping around in darkness and you never know what the hell's going to be there. Not good. I think they've got that really... There's always lots of... Yeah. I would suggest when you find things that don't look right, because like I said, some parts of the ship they've never way, they've made bits of the ship look like that, so you can't always tell what's... come here, yeah. If you find things that don't look right, then I would suggest, like I said, you can see we've got a whole lot of shit. And as you can see, they come at you and it can be a lot. So you can see this is like difficult. I mean, there was absolutely loads. I don't know how they, I mean, I don't know if those are ones left over from a previous encounter, but there was a whole load of nests and there was at least how many of them down there. And we could easily have died. If you see anything that you're not sure is dead, shoot it. I mean, usually it's dead, but you don't know. And sometimes there'll be a little bit of this and you'll think, oh, it's dead, but there'll be one little bit that's not dead and it'll start a whole new swarm. So, yeah, I think they've done this really well as well. This, if you look at the look of this, it's got a really good balance of creepy and light, because it's not so dark you can't see anything, which is kind of annoying actually in games, but it's dark enough to make it that you can't see really well. And then they've done that where they made bits of the ship like that, and they've obviously done that on purpose because that's not what you'd normally expect to find in a ship. So they've made these kind of bits of debris that have stuck together on purpose, so you can't always distinguish what's a nest and what's one of this. So, because at a distance, and especially in some of the darker bits, they look the same. So I think they've done a really good job actually. Okay, so we've killed some more aliens. We almost died then. That was not a good, not good. We haven't got anywhere to put this, but we'll just pick it up. I don't want alien things lying about. Let's see how much we got. Where do we go? There. So we've got all the iron for the framework, and we've still got 9 in uranium. And as I said, we limited to what we can do. All we can either do now really is we can go back there and get all the stuff and hope we might find something really useful in the site if we can find the site, or we can go to another system. And based on the fact that this is a, well, it's probably what I would do anyway, but based on this is a video to kind of show you what happens, it's best if I stay on the planet to get past clearing the planet, because we haven't done that yet. You've already seen going to another system. It just means going to a new system, scanning debris until we find framework, and that can be great, but knowing my luck, I'll go to another system and there won't be any framework in that one either. So yeah, so again, we need to be prepared for alien bugs. In fact, what I will do, out of the way. I'll put another turret down there. Cover. And again, they don't kill everything. You saw how many things got underneath the ship, but it's one more line of defence, because now there's obviously quite a lot of things that have appeared, and I'm not convinced they all came from the last planetary run. It might be that there's already some nasty infestation, which I couldn't find. I looked everywhere. I was going to check. Now, when you've got a situation like that, when you get a whole nest of them that have suddenly appeared, it's always good, especially when your ship's not that big early on, just to have a little look around. This is the crew quarters, by the way. Nothing really happens here, except if you've got crew that aren't assigned, they'll be here. So nothing really happens there much. Hangar we know, so let's just check in here. And you know, you're half the time you'll be checking, or more than half, you'll be checking for nothing. But it's part of the game, because if you don't check, you can be sure that you'll end up with a really bad infestation. And make no mistake, in this game, that can finish your game. You can have so many aliens bugs, even though small, these are small, these bigger things that are like people-sized things that spawn, but you can have so many nasty bugs and things like that that are already on your ship, you just can't ever stop it. You'll be running around like every storeroom fighting them off, and then before you know it, there's another one grown, and then it kind of stops you from going on a new mission because you can't really leave anything, and everything's going badly. You'll get invaded by pirates, and so that can make a real difference, having an ongoing infestation. So you just want to go around, check. That's just another access down to the... We're just checking. I mean, even doing this, don't assume that you've, you know, looks like I've checked everywhere, I've done all the things I could do, done due diligence, but don't ever assume that you've actually made sure there's no bugs. All you've done is given it you've done the best you can do. So, we will go back there.
Harvester destination set.
No, we don't want to go there. We want to go there.
Harvester destination set.
8, activate 7, 6, access transit, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Launch sequence activated. Access granted.
Okay, so here we go again.
Weapons activated.
We'll just put one turret down this time because we know what it's going to do. It's those little running. There were plenty of planet alien soldiers of different types that shoot at you, and they can be much more dangerous than these. They come running out, but they can be a lot more dangerous because, I mean, these, if you know what you're doing, and once you kind of get the hang of it and you've got a turret or two, you can like get them as they run at you, as long as you get them all. But when you've got alien soldiers, they actually, you know, obviously they don't just stand and all run in a line. Some of them will hide, some of them will stay back, they have different weapons, they have grenades, they have other things, so that can be very difficult. Someone got promoted, that's great. In a sense, the other reason you want to always check where your turret is one, to see what it's killed, so you can pick up anything, any bonuses. And also, you want to protect your turret, because remember that costs resources, and although we're kind of doing good with gunpowder at the moment, I will pick these up, although I haven't really where to put them, these biomatter things. I would not suggest at any point that you try and fight off aliens on your own. So what I was careful not to do there, that's why I ran back in a very cack-handed way, is, you know, they were doing the mining and I was standing here away from them, and what you don't want to be doing is standing, especially when it's those kind of running on the ground bugs, and they'll run at you and you're stuck on your own and they'll probably get you. You need, there's safety in numbers. I mean, I think the look of the planet is good as well. I mean, it's nice. It's it does look like, you know, they all look a bit different. They all look very different actually, and it looks like a weird alien world. And you can see the things in distance. I know you can't go there, but considering the amount of aliens on this planet, you actually. Yeah, that happens to your crew. You can see what's happening there, which is that crew member, and the crew are worse than we are. There is a way, you've seen me do it, that you can aim down at your feet and shoot, get out of the way, and shoot aliens at your feet, but the crew are very, very bad at that. So once the aliens get to like there on them, and you saw that crew member kind of standing there, they are prone to getting killed. So you may have to help them out. But these are all things you'll learn. But yeah, the crew are good at shooting things that are reasonable distance or close, kind of shotgun range, whatever. But once they get up close to their legs, they, especially when it's multiple aliens, it's hard for me to do it, and they don't aim down as well as I do, and I don't aim down well. So yeah, let's just run away. I don't like this planet so much. Got a turret. When you do this, always remember, because you'll do what I do, and you'll be, why can't I lean out a bit? Press red circle button, and that will make you come out of the screen. Because a few times at the very beginning, I was thinking, why can't I shoot the aliens coming in? And I was kind of stuck in this can't come out of the screen. And I didn't realise you have to do that. So that's another thing to remember. And they're little things that can really be very annoying when you start, because I got killed multiple times. The alien design in this game is very good as well. They're very alien-y, aren't they? Gooey.
Area secure.
But yeah, a few times early on in this game, I got hit by a robot. A few times in this game early on, or quite a few times actually, I forgot, or I didn't remember, I didn't know how at the beginning to click out of screen. So I was like in the shuttle, aliens were coming in while I was trying to leave, and I couldn't work out how to come out of the screen. I kept trying to turn it, put it back to the screen. So there's lots of little technical little things that you can't quite pick up. It's like the thing where you have to look at the screen there and then look at that. There's lots of little things that you pick up, but until you get them all, it can be a bit hard. But the good thing about this game, and I'll say that 100%, is that there's nothing that actually isn't doable. There's no thing that I found that's like, oh my god, but actually you can't really do that. Oh my god, that's so terrible. That's really bad. It's just learning. It's a learning curve. That's what this is. I always think when that thing comes up, it means that there's going to be an alien. So the turrets you saw, turrets did a fairly good job. I'm sure there's going to be something horrible down here. Because there usually seems to be. Hangar bay and tractor beam is where most of the gooey shit comes from, and it stays there. Yeah, okay, so that's a little clue. Something is not functioning somewhere. Oh, the bridge, surely. Nope, that's not it. Somewhere here is an alien, I'm sure. I feel it in my bones. I hope I'm wrong, because it'd be a very, very bad time to get killed, because I haven't got the facility to make a new crew member. So it would be a bad time to be killed. Not that there's ever a good time to be killed, he said. Well, I'm sure there's something here somewhere, but I can't find it. So that's all a bit strange. Oh, so another thing is it say talk to the crew. So this is how that works. You talk to them, and basically it's really just like they'll just say something about it's just information basically. It's like part of a tutorial almost. So the crew will just tell you things that you'll find out yourself. So there's a good chance that Harvest will bring back alien life forms, or we know that. So that's fine. The thing that you'll want to do is, this guy's a lieutenant, so and it says change weapon, and then what you can do is you can change there. And so we've given him a shotgun. And where's the other? Oh, there it is. Is it in there? Aha. The clue is in the node. There it is. Where the... Stand up. Yeah. Like I said, I knew there was one. Like I said, when these things go wrong, and the ship says you keep the power node alive, so when these things go wrong, and you'll notice them from being red, or the sparking thing, that's when They're not detectors, by the way, but that's when you'll know that something's around. I don't know why that happens with the aliens. I don't know whether they damage them on purpose or whatever, but anyway. But these node things also, they're power nodes. So apart from the fact that they'll give you an indication of where the aliens might be if they start going wrong, also, if they do go wrong, especially when you've got a much bigger ship, it can mean that parts of your ship will run out of power and basically go wrong. The greenhouses will lose power, the plants will die, bits of the corridors might break off. That can all happen. So you need to keep these going, not just for aesthetic reasons. If you don't, you can lose bits of your ship, or you can lose supplies or other things. So we've given, did we give that? I can't remember now. No, we didn't, did we? Well, we'll leave that person with a normal gun. And you have to physically go around, so like, for example, oh, she's a private, so we can't give her anything. You have to actually go around to them physically, and I can never find me. Oh, there he is. Okay, there she is. And you can give, she's a sergeant, that's even better. So, or is it? No, sergeant's not better. We wanted someone who's a lieutenant or above. So we've only got one person we can give a shotgun to. That's fine, but just bear it in mind. Bear in mind you can upgrade your weapon, and we'd like to ideally, in the game I was playing for a long time that I kind of gave up with, I was really trying to find another weapon so I could give, you know, one guy a shotgun, and when I went on my mission, one guy could have a shotgun, and one could have the pistol that I come with, and someone could have whatever else it might be. Maybe it's a ranged rifle or a missile launcher, or whatever it might be, or a different kind of machine gun, but I just couldn't find one. So okay, so what we'll do now, let's just check there. Okay, so we've got 4, that's it, that's going to be clear. I've done everything we need to do, and then we can look for that site, and then that's going to be great. So we'll go here. Oh no, we won't. Honestly. So we'll go here, use terminal, go. Sometimes when you click on it, it won't do it, and you have to come off it and click back on it. I don't know why that is.
Harvest your destination set.
9, 8,
It's just one of those little things.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Like I said, this game is difficult to pick up, lots going on, but there's nothing that isn't working properly. Once you understand it, it's actually working well. When you have a planet, and this isn't one of the worst ones, when you have a planet that's actually got, you can actually when you've got a planet that's actually
Weapons activated.
got loads and loads of stuff on it, oh, by the way, you can crouch down as well, I forgot to say that. Crouch down is circle. Yeah, when you've got a planet that's got quite a lot of resources, and you get one with a lot of resources, and it takes, you know, 5 or 6 trips to go, you'll really want to have seen the back of that planet and those aliens. Although, like I said, the planets look good, you don't. They're literally, you know, you can see, actually it's good, it's done very well. You know, the way it looks is you're running in to get the minerals and get the stuff you want, get the supplies and get away, and that's the case, so it's something. We can get in here, probably. Something around there. Yeah, sometimes it's pretty hard to pick out all these DNA samples, and you'll probably miss some. It's very hard. But if you see things coming, hiding in the ship can be good, kind of, because you've got a corridor to shoot through, but equally running to a turret or running to your crew, so you've got extra guns is the plan. There's not really any part of this game where you want to be quite unlocking anything on your own. Although there are much better weapons that come along, and you can upgrade weapons, you get better weapons to develop, or... Okay, so pick up turret and run away. There may be more. Like I said, when you do that, press circle and then you can move out of it, otherwise you'll be stuck trying to go. You can see that that's good, there was a whole swarm of them coming. These things, obviously, you can see from what's happened in the first 2 or 3 times two times we've been here, 3 times, is that they seem to always come back with us somewhere, and as promised, here they are. Oh, that was sick, come in. Hard life in space, it really is. Where's that? There it is. The animations are good as well, the way the crew move, it looks realistic. I mean, they're all clones, so they all look the same, but then that's what they are, so. If there's ever a game where you can excuse the fact that all the character mods look the same, this is the game, because everyone's a clone. So of course they would. Okay, so that's that. I'm not convinced that we've not brought anything else back, but just, oh, of course we have, there it is. Let's let it come to us. It looks like it wants to do, no it doesn't, it's run away. No, irritating.
New clone research unlocked.
Oh, we can, when we've got a clone lab now, we can actually research. We've got enough DNA samples for at least one. Oh, hell. There is quite a lot of these things. I know one went up there, I saw it go up the stairs, but I'm not keen to run in there. Come round behind me. I don't want to be killed. Some of the bits are so dark, and they've done this really well, that you can't see at all, and you might actually do better moving to a bit where you can see better. Where are you? Right, that wasn't even it. Not liking this. Oh, I think one of the crew shot it because I certainly didn't. So like I said, they always destroy these nodes, and I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't think the game tells you whether they do that on purpose or it just happens because they're in that area or what. But anyway, they balance that well because it means you know where they are because the nodes go wrong. So I can run up here. Luckily, they don't cost anything to repair. You just have to run around doing it. Cost any repair. Well, you have to do it. The crew don't do that. So okay, we've killed a load of aliens, and we have hopefully. Let's just check. Yeah, I've killed something in here.
New clone research unlocked.
Oh, we've got clone research for at least 2 more species, but we can't do it until we get a clone lab, obviously, because that's the nature of a clone lab. So what we're going to do is I'll cut this now because I think it's been reasonably long. What we're going to do next time is we will go back to Broyscene, if that's how you say that, and see if I can find the site that's there and see what's there, and then depending on what's there we'll probably go to another system to look for framework so we can build a clone lab. I think that's the next step. One, because we want to do clone research because that's an interesting thing to do, and number 2, because then if we lose anybody we can make more clones, because even though we haven't got the extra space to make loads of crew now, we haven't got crew quarters, it means if somebody dies we can at least replace them with, because obviously we've got space, horrible as it may seem. So anyway, thanks for watching, and take care.